Welcome guys to episode 15. Today we have NVIDIA AI new chips and Project Gr00t, and we're also gonna talk about the lab-grown meat. How you going, Rexy?
Good, bro. Big Dog Rex here. Today I'm coming from a different location. I'm in the garage. But yeah, man, I'm pretty good, bro.
Underground.
That's it, bro.
You might be wondering where Nowakas is.
Welcome to the Boys on the Mic, the one-stop audio and video experience where the worlds of gaming and technology collide. I'm Nowakas, and I'm thrilled to be here with the dynamic duo, Kausa and Rex. How's it going, guys?
Hey Nowakas! Hey listeners! Kausa here. We're pumped to bring you another episode filled with the latest and the greatest in gaming and tech. No matter what kind of gamer you are or how tech savvy you might be, we got something just for you.
That's right, Rexy here, and we're stoked to have you join us. Whether you're a long-time listener or just discovering the podcast, you're in for a treat. We dive deep into all things gaming and tech, bringing you the news, reviews, and experiences from around the digital world.
And don't forget, if you love the vibe, hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. It helps more gamers and tech enthusiasts like you find our show. Follow us on Tech Trio Tales to stay in the loop and become part of our growing community.
Got a topic you want us to cover? Or you just want to share your latest gaming victory? Reach out to us on our socials or in the comment section. We love hearing from our listeners.
All right, team, gear up because it's time to jump into another epic episode. Let's revive, respawn, power up, and go!
Whoa, what's going on? I guess we found no Wakas.
Yeah, man, in the big smoke.
Yeah. We've been trying to hoop up all this stuff, so now we have Nowakas. As you can tell, it's pretty cold here.
Got our jacket.
Where are you guys videoing from?
Melbourne. Yeah.
Well, what's a nickname for Melbourne City?
That's
Is
a
there
good
like
one.
there's a, I know for where I'm from, it's Brizzy, baby.
Yes, yeah.
Vegas.
I guess I need to find that out because if I start creating names, they probably hate me.
How are you guys going anyway?
Yeah, pretty good run for the kids. It was 14.5 Ks. These were both of our first runs in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think I haven't been running much, but we pull it out. So
Yeah.
that was the objective. Just finish the line and say I did it.
Like, who crossed the finish line first? I gotta say, Kausa. He did it. He did it.
He's used to the weather. You were a bit thrown off, were you, mate?
Yeah. Well, I'm probably acclimated now, so I can feel like
Acclimatized, yeah.
yeah, acclimatized. I feel like probably it's an advantage for me, but
Your ground and Wakas is coming from overseas, so it's a bit different for him. So maybe his lungs weren't ready for that sort of temperature and humidity.
right,
So
right.
just hit him with all the excuses, mate. But you know what? Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Anyway.
The main excuse is in Queensland because it's so hot there. They have a drink station every kilometer, but
Oh,
in Melbourne,
really?
they only had 3 drink stations over 14 Ks.
What?
And yeah, I just couldn't get enough.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
you come up with all the excuses, but no, you should know that he crossed the line. That's all it takes. And
Yeah. He beat me. He beat me this time.
and you know
That's
what?
all right.
Because I'm delighting my queen. That's it.
Anyways, good job, guys, man. I'm super proud of you guys. Good
Thank you.
effort all around. And it was a run supporting kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that are like terminally ill. So
Yeah.
Oh, well, good job, guys.
Thank you. What do you have for us today? What do you bring into the podcast?
Anyways, I'll be talking about NVIDIA's announcements this week. So firstly and foremostly, I'll be talking about NVIDIA's AI chips. I'm just going to give a brief summary about that because I know we're all excited for Project Gr00t, right? See the idea? Ding! Oh, Project Gr00t. Anyways, NVIDIA's AI super chip was unveiled, which is the Blackwell series. It's apparently potentially I think it was 30 times more stronger than the predecessors, which was the B200s. Essentially, what they were using these chips for was to help train massive AI models, which could be behind self-driving cars or medical diagnostic tools, which we have talked about in the previous episode about having that sort of stuff. These are sort of the chips that they would use to sort of make that happen. They need the strong, I would say, computing power or processing power for it as well. NVIDIA has also announced a quantum computer service, allowing researchers to stimulate this futuristic tech without needing a physical quantum computer. So imagine solving complex problems in material science and drug discovery at breakneck speeds the possibilities are pretty endless. So essentially, they could all do it. I'm pretty sure you've seen like what's Apple's like Apple Vision and that, but they can sort of do it like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Omniverse. I think that's what they call it.
It's kind of crazy what NVIDIA is doing now. It's almost like, let's say, all the other companies are every year. It's almost like they bring like 2% more, like faster chips or whatever, and NVIDIA is raising the bar like to 30% more each year. So they are not just doing these scalable GPUs from year to year. There's just basically they just want to break everything because that's the only way they can get the most out of AI.
Double the speed of its predecessor, not 30 times. That was
Okay.
the wrong.
So you're
still double, right? So that could be more than 30. And essentially, they create these things where they're twice as faster and consume less power.
That's the big thing with computing as well. The amount of power that you need. I believe the reason behind this is because of mining crypto. So a lot of those crypto mining machines, they basically run off power and computing, like AI computing, and they balance the two. And if you can get something that is efficient in power that can compute a lot of things, for mining crypto, that's like the optimal thing that you want because it's like an economical speed that it can run at.
I think that's like anything in life as well. You know, for you guys, running that long distance but using the minimal amount of energy is probably ideal, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Be said for NVIDIA chips.
Yeah, I gotta say, like NVIDIA is doing things completely off the market. Like everyone is trying to catch up. Even we've seen like Apple has tried to do a bit of team collaboration with Google. They are basically now probably the leaders on this on AI. Everyone is trying to understand what they're gonna do next. So it's very interesting what they bring to the table each year. Yeah, like I'm always happy to see that they push the boundaries. It's the same as I said. I'm probably more an Apple guy, but if Google is pushing more, that also will make Apple to raise the bar too. Because if someone stays as a leader and the other ones don't push them, they just keep doing stuff like very vaguely every year.
It's very good to have competition. I was just going to say before as well, NVIDIA's main rival is Radeon.
Yep.
The market share, NVIDIA has such a big part of the market, way more than their competitors, because they shifted into crypto mining GPUs and things like that. I think there is now, so like that shift to the AI chips now, because they can actually use AI in GPUs now as well to generate graphics and like improve frame rate, which is really awesome for graphics cards.
And you say, I don't know if you've seen the latest laptops. They all come like they're optimized for AI. Like they basically say it on the description. So it is a trend, and definitely you'll see it more and more that the chip is not just optimized for your functions, it's also AI as a function, like you're saying, like energy optimized and also multitasking optimized.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they have, I think I was talking to you guys about this later today, an AI-powered gaming system. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, you definitely remove the need for graphics cards eventually, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also will expand the cloud gaming too.
The internet speeds like leveled and everyone's on the same speed, man. Oh, man. Cloud gaming, AI mixed together. It's a dream.
Yeah.
It's almost like you see like 5G, they say that it was going to raise the bar with every single device that you have at home and all that. So it is almost like the 6G. So basically we'll push everything else that it's not just within the internet, also the electronic devices that are around, they're all connected. So that's what basically AI does. So it pushes all the hardware side so you can do more with it.
And that's another cool thing that also connects us to Project Gr00t. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's sort of seen the videos from the conferencing from the CEO of NVIDIA, but it's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm really excited about this, and I wanted to introduce NVIDIA's Project Gr00t, which is a foundation model designed to control humanoid robots. Another cool thing is that it's also inspired by Groot, or I Am Groot, from Guardians of the Galaxy, which is cool. And the Project Gr00t aims to equip robots with some seriously impressive abilities. So I've looked up a couple of abilities that they sort of paired with together to give these humanoid robots. And I'm pretty sure like they had so many different types of humanoid robot examples on the stage when the CEO of NVIDIA was talking, and it just got me so excited. Some of the skills that they were sort of showcasing or that they were saying in the video that they uploaded. So these robots have natural language understanding. So instead of talking in like, you know, when you talk to Google and you're like, okay, Google, and then you like, sometimes you think you have to talk in a proper English way for it to understand you. With these robots, you could just be like, instead of just saying, I need a cup of coffee, you could just be like, make me a coffee, mate.
No.
Or like, I don't know, you could change it to whatever and it can understand you. So natural language understanding is one thing that these robots.
That's important, because then that opens it up to people who don't understand prompting, things like that. You could have people of all ages, old and young, or just with low understanding. These sort of robots would be compatible with them.
Another ability that they also do is learn by observation. So these robots can acquire simple skills by just watching us. So
that's like a bad guy in a movie. Hey, he's like a robot, and he's just like, he watches all the moves, and then he's like, I know exactly every movie.
This sounds like the guy. Have you watched that guy from Marvel that can replicate the movements of their enemy? Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
I'm not too sure. I'm probably just creating a name, but it's a cool guy because like he fights against Black Panther and he can just mimic all the moves, and that sort of sounds like this humanoid robot to be copying us.
I had a really cool thing when I was thinking about this, because they can mimic what we're doing. Essentially, it could be like the Matrix, right? Where they put the chip in and they watch. So because they can learn from our movements, so they could learn like the Matrix, where they just put a chip in and then like boom, then they can learn how to be a chef, kung fu master, a great shooter, whatever you need it to be, just through mimicking our movements. But I think like they'll probably start with like folding washing, or vacuuming the floors, like stuff like that will eliminate and make it easier for humans, or just make it life easier.
Yeah, like it would have like the basic like folding clothes, washing dishes, but everybody's house would be different. So if it can watch you and learn all the different intricacies and differences in your house, then that could be compatible with anything.
Yeah, exactly. And it could also eliminate the need for intricate programming for every single action, so they can just mimic movements instead of like programming each action.
It's a very different way of how I think everyone is being used to, like when it comes to algorithms and stuff, because they used to be ones and zeros, but now AI is getting that intelligent that they just don't need ones and zeros as it comes. They can get all the information and also absorb it. I think they are not in the point where absorbing means like they can have a better understanding of the task itself, but they can replicate something, which it's already impressive. Like,
and essentially, when you think about it, the name humanoid, it's learning how we learn, right? Because humans learn that way as well. There you go.
But to be honest, I gotta say, for me, it sounds like trying to replicate how humans work probably is not the best way to go. That's just my opinion. It's just because I feel like robots absorb information differently. For them, ones and zeros is the way it works. But for us, information, it's more complex. It's also the senses and stuff like that.
Another thing that these robots have is rapid skill acquisition. So they are also fast learners. And thanks to machine learning and robot practices, the robots can identify and correct mistakes, accelerating its learning curve. So it can learn from us and then make it better. So that's why I was like, bro, there's another thing coming, bro.
Someone wants to get a guy to do all the household chores.
Before you know it, bro, he'll be like dancing around the house doing the folding and the washing. Another cool feature that they have is real world interaction. Because they've paired these AIs with one of NVIDIA's most advanced chips. And the name of this chip is called Jetson Thor, which is a pretty cool name.
Jetson Thor.
And pretty much it's like having a supercomputer in your hand. Like these quantum chips are so powerful. So they've paired those two together. And essentially what they can do is these robots are equipped with sensory data, perceiving their surroundings, allowing them to navigate. So I'm sure if you would have seen the video, they were like sort of walking around and following the CEO, and they're able to interact with real world and also react in real time. So they can make decisions like in real time, which is pretty cool.
Crazy. Yeah.
Because they have a very expensive supercomputer embedded in them. So the Jetson computers or Jetson Thor.
And everyone says like they just use Disney robots just to make it more friendly, so they don't. Everyone thinks about like the possibility of the Terminator stuff. I don't know. Funny enough, I watched Terminator like probably a week ago, and I was like, basically, man, these guys predicted it.
And I think it was a, what would you say, a publicity stunt to bring out Disney robots. You know, if they brought the Terminator out, they'd be like, oh, but they brought out a few like sort of Star Wars looking.
Yeah, the BD1.
I think Wally, it looks like the D1 and also mixed with Wally. The animation.
I think Star Wars did a really
humanizing the robots,
like what they would actually look like, because now that we're creating real ones, they look so similar.
They are from Disney. Those robots are.
Yeah.
Like they're Disney bots, BDXs.
Like I think like Star Wars and all these sci-fi shows, they've been creating the robots itself, even for the film. They probably didn't have all the abilities that they have now, and they probably have like a few movements. But now they basically can run of itself. Even funny thing, I was hearing that someone's song from, let's say from Star Wars, they brought up I think it was Obi-Wan. So Obi-Wan brought his song into the set so he can see Grogu, because he's so like he's obsessed with Grogu, and he said like, you're gonna meet the real Grogu, you know, like the real one. And he went into the set and he saw Grogu, and he got panicked. Like he saw the thing moving and he couldn't believe it. Like he just went back home crying. Like he's like, this is not real. This is not real.
Oh, is this for the actual movie they created?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, like basically the Grogu that you see in the scenes, like it's a robot. Like he can run, but it's someone controlling the movements, and that's why it looks so natural. But now you're seeing these robots that they run with an AI inside. So basically, they are doing the real-time decisions. Whereas the Grogu, it looks real because it's been managed by someone.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's pretty much all the features for Project Gr00t, with the Jetson Thor and the AI working together seamlessly. It has a lot of potential, and with the potential comes great responsibility, as Uncle Ben says.
You've been watching Spider-Man?
Yes, sir. Anyways, I would like to ask you guys a question. Who controls the robots, man? Like when these robots come, who's going to control them, man?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because in Europe, one of the European countries recently, they just passed some laws. On it was based on AI, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And it was like how there's certain laws that you have to abide by on like how to create AI. I don't know what the laws are exactly, but I assume it would be something like you can't kill humans with AI. You can't program them to like basically, you know, scam people, things like that. Like they have like sort of like a moral standard of laws,
guidelines.
Yeah, I haven't read it myself, but I'll be interested in actually see.
It was actually laws, guidelines. It's like if you program something like that breaks one of those laws, you could either be fined or go to jail.
Ooh, that's hectic.
But it's good that they set it up now, because you've seen the humanoid robots, like AI, will keep expanding, and at some point, if there's not any law that restrict them, anyone can go rogue. So I'll say like this is a really, really good progress, and we talked about this in previous episodes where we said like we need to have rules for humans how to run the machines, and for machines when they start thinking like humans. So we think differently, and then at some point we are gonna be in the same place together and running.
I've been playing Cyberpunk recently, and I'm like, man,
they're different scenarios.
And those guys are testing the
cyber
chips
on your brain,
the human mods.
Yeah.
Oh, bodies.
Like there's all these possible scenarios where robots are their own thing, where we are the robots, we are or half robots, whatever it is. It probably we need to think about all this before it happens, because has happened before when the internet went live. They couldn't control it. Social media, they couldn't control it. But if you set up this beforehand, it molds like what it just molds what people can do with it.
I definitely think at the beginning the robots will have a lot of control and probably they will control themselves, and then once we sort of figure out how that all works, then we'll probably get control back. Or maybe we don't want control.
Maybe they take control. Convenience.
Yeah. Let's not think about it. Let's let them run the show.
And I can tell you that every human loves convenience.
And they another Marvel thing. This is all funny because like all these like sci-fi, all these like comics, these guys like they think about this before, and now it's happening. But they just put it in a funny way, like in a way that anyone can digest this information. So this is what.
That's it.
We're coming up to the end of it.
Yeah, it depends on what you perceive of it as well. Like when I was showing my youngest son Ronan the robots, he was getting excited and he loved it. Because, anyways, you like robots, eh, Ro?
There he is.
See this? They love robots because they don't have any sort of they haven't learned about them yet.
Yeah,
to him it's exciting.
That's very true.
All right, so I guess that sums up NVIDIA's sort of segment, and we can go on to your one, Nick. What have you got for us today, bro?
Well, we were just talking about this before. Today we're gonna talk about lab-grown meat and what it actually is. It an alternative? Is it like a replacement for real meat? Is it close enough to meat? We haven't tried ourselves. I cannot say that it tastes like meat yet, but from reactions I've seen online, it seems pretty legit. So I will say, for me, in general, it's not a replacement. It's pretty expensive how they're running, and as we know, everything that starts from the beginning, like they need to scale it up, and us, we are the ones that we buy these products, so we are the ones that have the choice of making these scalable or not. First, initially, if they say that it's close enough to actually enjoy it, I think that will make people to actually start buying it if it's a good price, if actually it's not too far from what we normally get on the stores. Apart of this, just we said like running it's expensive. So I'll see it more as an alternative, as a replacement. So I think like it will depends. Like once it hits the store, we're gonna choose. Let's ask the question: will running eat meat that it's not meat?
Thank you for the question. And I think it is meat grown from a cell. So he would definitely, if people don't know where it's from, sometimes that's a good thing, and they'll eat it.
Yeah, like we've seen another thing in other sort of ideas. There is fake meat, and they can create like sort of like what it's a replacement. But this one is actually from cells, like you said. So basically, they're extracting the cells from the cow, and they can like duplicate them and then make it grow as almost like it was a cow.
Is it also chicken as well, or is it just beef?
No,
This is fake chicken as well. In Singapore, you can go to a restaurant and you can buy a fake chicken nugget, but one chicken nugget costs $50.
That's pretty expensive for a chicken nugget. $50.
Well, they said that for the same nugget, you make how much did they say? Like
probably like let's say 200.
Yeah, like 200 chicken nuggets. So the whole idea of it replacing meat to me just sounds like it's not there yet. They haven't made it cost effective. And I think one of the things that the review highlighted is that the animal body is actually a complex machine, and what we're trying to do is actually really, really simple and rudimentary compared to like the biological aspect of these animals and how their bodies run. Everything that an animal does it cheaper and with less resources. So, for example, if you need the fuel to make the meat is so expensive, like the mineral water that they use, super expensive to grow the meat. cows, they need water and grass, two very cheap things that can be found for free in a yard or some farm.
Were they
Yes.
able to synthetically create this mineral water so that it's going to be cheaper in the future, or?
They have said that at the moment it's very expensive to get. So I don't know, probably. Yeah. The whole thing is like to grow the meat, you have to have these big vats as well that are in the that hold the meat.
Environment.
And they need to be so clean because if any bacteria gets in there,
It screw up.
Ruin.
yeah,
Yeah.
cows
It's pretty much, what do they call it? Contamination.
and chickens and all that, they have immune systems that are naturally built inside them to fight off any bacteria, things like that. So all of these problems that they're having with the machines, the natural version actually
Does it better.
Yeah, the organic version already has it. One where, and also the size of the vats that you need. You need these big factories, and they need to be at 37 degrees or above, which is like the human temperature, and so they'll need to be air conditioned. Yeah, energy. Then it's not cheap. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense.
They may as well start growing humanoid humans.
Well, imagine if that meat that they were growing was like the same as human, and so we just became cannibals and had some crazy disease or reaction from it, like mad cow disease.
Yeah, like if it was meat that was genetically modified, but it hasn't been touched by the outside world, so we're not used to it, and then maybe that's a pandemic. Well, bro, conspiracies galore. Anyways,
there's definitely a lot of things to like they haven't solved yet. And as I said, I don't see this as the ultimate solution. And I would never say that anything that we see there, it's an ultimate solution. It all just possible solutions that at some point will get probably a more scalable solution for the mass. But
at least they're doing something. They're doing something about it.
That's what it's important. Like that's why we bring it up, and I feel we should be aware of what's happening because normally when we just don't defy the status quo, we leave stuff in the same place for as long as as someone doesn't come like Elon Musk and breaks the whole thing. So
exactly, methane that they kill the ozone layer. So if we're not having to produce so much cows on having to produce less for consumption, then we could also help our environment as well.
They actually bring out on all this lab meat. It's like a cool thing that they actually brought up on this discussion. It was they even call themselves, we don't see as the ultimate solution, we see as an alternative. And what we actually want is to be an alternative so agriculture can be also circular agriculture, because meat has all these properties that you said, like the immune system of the cow. The cow itself is part of the ecosystem, so that means like the feces like also creates a more fertile and the solid. So everything that it's happening, it's a whole cycle. So what we're doing with this, we're giving it a little break because the population is growing so fast that we are not going to be able to cope with the demand. So getting all the solutions that could also help out to relieve the agriculture that we have now, it's just part of what we need at the moment.
I think that if this is just one part of the puzzle, one part of the ecosystem. And let me throw this scenario at you guys. Okay. Talking about Elon Musk, the SpaceX program recently just did a successful test launch of their recent spaceship. Now, in Earth, we have a lot of land, but it doesn't make sense to use all of this stuff on our land. Imagine if we made it into space, into Mars, places like that we couldn't have cows and chickens and things just running around willy-nilly. But what if we could put a big vat down there, grow some chicken meat, grow some beef meat in Mars?
Don't forget your veggies, my boy.
Yeah, well, then you grow that too. Yeah, whatever you want, man. You grow it in the vat. It's all good. And that's how the first colonies, like the population of Earth is growing. We're exploring space. We found out that aliens are real. So,
and also resources. they are not probably vast in other countries, like another planet. So
yeah.
basically, that's something to think like when you have to go somewhere else.
And if you want to watch some gameplay of a game called Journey to a Strange Planet, we're actually exploring this sort of thing in the video game world. So yeah, we tend to play that from time to time when Rexy's not online.
So that's made you guys qualified space explorers from there.
Basically, we really do it right now because we don't have a billion. So we fly into space in the video game world. Yeah.
Yeah, we are experiencing. It will be probably even cooler if we have a VR.
Yeah,
because
pioneers.
Yeah, we kill a few aliens already.
Just ask them in the chat, fam. Just ask them and give anything about space exploration. These are the two guys qualified by the video game. What's the video game called?
Journey to a Savage Planet. And the question I would pose to everybody in the chat is, is it time for tinfoil hats or is it time for astronaut helmets? Are we going into space or are we worried about growing food here? We're going to grow the food in space.
What would that era be called? Space exploration? I don't know, man. You know how they have the different eras?
I don't know. We'll call it space.
I don't know. Shout out to Elon, eh?
Yeah, he did, man. But there's so much stuff that is being like spotlights are on. It's almost like the world is getting us ready to go into space and explore that. They talked about the aliens growing food in different things. 3D printing, the AI can survive without oxygen.
Humanoid robots. Maybe we don't even need to go there. They can go and colonize it, and then when we're ready, we just go.
Yeah, they'll for us down there.
It's like Alien Covenant, the movie. I don't know, you don't like much horror, but this is actually a good sci-fi horror movie. And they
made a comedy about aliens.
A horror. I think Nick Kausa is the horror guy.
Just to give you like the fun part of it.
Can we have a rom-com about
just so you don't get scared? The main thing with this one is like when they are traveling amongst planets, there's a humanoid robot that is taking care of the humans because they go into a Sleeping Beauty bag that they just they could be there for a few years and then like it's just like a sleeping chamber where
it's gonna be trusty grandmother's toaster.
Exactly that.
Sleeping Beauty.
And then you get they wake you up when you arrive. Like
like thousands and thousands of years to like light years to travel to like another destination. So
cryogenics, where they put you to sleep. Yeah, that could be the same for.
The only thing we've seen this in is it's actually not a real thing,
but it will come
fully qualified from video games and movies, mate. But thank you.
It's almost like time traveling, where you say like, I know how time travel works, but do we? It's like all we know is all the movies how to explain. Everyone has their own way, but at the same time they try to keep the same flow of the ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I really took that one in a different direction.
Thanks for that, bro. We really needed that, and I think everyone else needed that, sort of opening up their imagination and sort of just monetizing on whatever that was.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just light it up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, like your imagination, like
that's actually a cool idea for a comedy, a Rasta astronaut, a Bob Marley. Imagine Bob Marley in space traveling around with his alien friend.
Just with it, like
maybe if they made it like, what was that game? Well, there's another one.
Yeah. But it's just, to be honest, like these kind of crazy ideas, sometimes they become a reality. I heard this game, like they play like it's a shooter game, Rock Band. So this guy has a guitar, Guitar Hero. So this guy killed like demons, which is
Hellslinger.
Yeah. Where did that came from? Like it's just like something crazy that someone said, let's create a game. And there's people that love rock. So metal, rock, and then just put it there. Like that's people.
And the cool thing about that game is it looks cool. It makes you listen to music cool. Because like Killing Floor tried that, but they didn't actually make the game based on the beat or the song or the Guitar Hero thing. Yeah, they just put cool music in the background. But that one was actually, if you played it on the beat, then you could, get more damage.
You see, like if you are like a developer, just run with your idea. If it doesn't go well, just try it again.
The idea is only 10%. The other 90% is actually making it. So if you take a Rasta astronaut,
You already have someone that is gonna buy.
give me 10% as well.
A Rasta fighting aliens with a Guitar Hero on a battleship.
Yeah,
Here's
there you
nice.
go. But
There you go.
yeah, like we're actually going to a expo, a game
That's
expo.
right.
If we try something crazy like this, they already have a customer. So
Yeah. Though you guys will be uploading a lot of video and footage from that
Yep.
exhibition.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can have a sort of a walkthrough.
Yeah, we're gonna probably try to like showcase it because this is the first
Maybe-
time that we're doing something for
Yeah.
the podcast.
Maybe sort of like CES, but we're doing it for a Melbourne exhibition. What's it called? The name of it?
The Games Expo.
The game TGE.
Unfortunately, I couldn't be there.
Yeah.
I tried to give the middle finger, but I gave no worries.
You'll be on the next one, so
Yeah, for sure.
That's on my birthday, actually.
yeah. Like
Is
Yeah,
it in
we-
Melbourne or
Yeah, it's in Melbourne.
we already have a place for you.
birthday weekend in Melbourne, as they say?
That would be
Yeah.
good.
All right,
I've already,
sweet
I've
as.
already blocked out my leave calendar. Sometimes you got to do it.
Just book.
Just do it.
All right.
Well,
Sounds good.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode with Boys on the Mic. Today we filmed episode 15. We are filming from different locations, so please excuse us if we had some funny stuff going on. Anyways, we talked about NVIDIA's new announcements from their AI chips to also their Project Gr00t, and we also talked about the printing of meats. I also have someone here to come and sort of do the closing.
Like and subscribe
To Boys on the Mic.
to Boys on the Mic.
Peace.
Peace.